So you're calling my brother a coward because he... Oh my goodness. Like, because he came to you with actually the truth and saw that you were not the lost sheep of Israel. And so he just did not waste any time with you because you were speaking fables. You know? And just boasting out of your own chest. So you call him a coward for that. And then, well, I'm just curious to like really ask you, like, do you fulfill the royal law? Do you go into the churches and warn people, you know, to keep the 10 Commandments and eat clean and also fulfill the royal law? Or do you just stay at home and go after us, who are actually doing the actual work and very serious about it, and yeah, and just really trying to find the lost sheep of Israel? Okay, so I looked into that name. I just don't understand how you missed it. Like, I just don't understand how you missed it. Do you literally think that Yeshua, with your Matthew 23, that he was referring to that man, that's this Simon Bar Kochba or whatever? Like, the context isn't the context about that the Pharisees laid up traditions of man, you know, instead of actually the 10 Commandments as they should have, you know, and the mercy and faith, the weightier matters of the law: judgment, mercy, and faith. Oh my goodness, I hate Christmas trees. There are in the neighborhood everywhere. Disgusting. We know that the name of Yeshua, okay, it was changed. It changed to Greek, to Latin, to English. But when we look into the Bible and we see in English, like, it is like, I think it's in Zechariah, somewhere in there, we see the name of Yeshua in English it's Joshua. It's Joshua. We see that Joshua, who is actually Yeshua, you know, the 6th book, we see that he's a parallel to Yeshua, right? So then, how else does the devil, how else does Satan like twist the true message of the gospel, the refreshing, you know, the good tidings? How else does he twist it than to actually come, like, it really makes much more sense to me. He would come in a form of the Antichrist. He will literally exalt himself to be like God. He wants to be like God. So how is it that this Simon Bar Kochba is, how does that parallel to the prophecy, you know, to that? I think I don't know. I don't know how to really ask you the right questions, you know, because I'm not supposed to usurp authority. I don't know how to really ask you the right questions for you to actually see this. But if you don't see this, doesn't it mean that you're just not the lost sheep of Israel? Again, hence why my brother doesn't waste his time. But, you know, I'm willing to try. I just cannot understand that when Yeshua is talking about come in his own name, he's literally meaning his own name. Not the name of Yeshua, but literally meaning Jesus. Like, that isn't that like simple math? Like, simple thing to get, unless your heart is just not in for him. Then you have literally totally missed it, and you then are hating on someone who did find this meat, who did find this talent and still shared with you, and then you just don't want to accept it. You know, man, this is so crazy. Sorry, it's just tiring after just trying to think of a way to ask you questions, but actually there is no helping it. If you don't understand this, if you don't accept this, it's because your heart is just not in for him, and Yah knows it, and he leaves you into that reprobate mind, into that strong delusion that you yourself are in, right? So again, isn't it logical when Yeshua says, he who comes in his own name, which is Jesus, who gained intelligence with the Christians, who taught them a false doctrine, a very false doctrine, which is not to keep the 10 Commandments, not to eat clean, and not to fulfill the royal law, but to do what thou wilt. That grace is unmerited favor, the Trinity and everything like that, which is literally actually, much more logical, right? So how is it that you actually came to this guy? I just don't understand that. Yeah.